IT transformation equals business success, right? But what is the key? How does a successful IT transformation look like? Right now, the first thing that an organization to be successful in transformation is what we call cloud. Okay, first and foremost. So we believe that today most of our customers' data center will somehow either move to a private cloud, or some private cloud, or some public cloud. That is going to be the direction. And the applications will be more cloud ready, or even natively designed for the cloud. All right. Now, with that goal, Dell EMC has come up with what we call a modern IT infrastructure. So the modern IT infrastructure is to support this belief, this cloud strategy that we see our customers moving towards. All right. But the key tenet of IT transformation is to develop a cloud strategy, and we come up with the infrastructure to support that. All right. Now, with this infrastructure, there must be a new way of doing services, with managed services, outsourcing services, as well as a new way of consuming. Now, one of the key benefits of running your data center in a cloud, whether it's your own or it's a public cloud, is that you pay on a utility basis, or pay as you grow, pay as you use. All right. So when we design our servers, it's not arbitrary. There's a thought process of where we think that the industry is heading towards. All right. Okay. So modern IT infrastructure, servers. What are the key attributes? Number one, it's got to be adapt and scale. All right. So you cannot be running some database today and then you say, oh, I gotta wait for 1 month before I order, download, and then rack my servers, expand it. That doesn't work in a cloud environment. It has to be adaptable and scalable on the fly. All right. Number two, automation. You cannot have an environment where you have your engineers rack your server, put in a new IP address, all right, configure it, then bring it up. Doesn't work anymore. All right, it's got to be automated. All right, you plug it in, some guy remotely can just configure it on the fly. All right. Third one, a lot of interest is about protection. I want to cry. I just want to cry. Want to cry. Pet here, right? Recently, right? A lot of talk around security. Now, I'll share with you our thoughts and our approach to ensuring our servers are secure. So this is very important. So 3 key attributes to designing a modern IT infrastructure. All right. Okay, adaptability and scalability. Here's some examples of what we are designing towards. Number one, when I say having a infrastructure ready for the cloud, okay, we are talking about an architecture, what we call scale-out architecture. All right. Now, traditionally, well, it's not traditional; it's still around today. We call it traditional because it's been around for a long time. It's in an enterprise, in the data center. Typically, we have what we call a 3-tier: your server, some switch, and then a bunch of storage. That's 3-tier, right? Now, in a modern IT infrastructure, we have what we call software-defined. So instead of having storage area networks, we will tend to steer towards what we call software-defined storage. Right? That means I have a whole bunch of servers that I can add on as we grow, and it is shared. Some magical algorithms is helping you to share all the disks across all the servers. So our servers today are designed specifically, especially for the 740XD, for software-defined networks. All right, and it allows for a combination of SSDs as well as SAS disks, as well as SATA as well. Right. Now, I'm sure you know that SSDs today are prevalent. Everybody, even your laptop's SSD, right? Now the SSD is like really fast. Flash, this is a flash memory, right? Really fast. It turns out that because of the server bus speed is so fast, now your storage, your hard disk is so fast. The bottleneck is no longer than this. For umpteen years, the bottleneck has always been at this when I was spinning. The new bottleneck today is in the storage bus. Things like SATA is now the new bottleneck. Even SAS at 12 gigabits per second is now the new bottleneck. All right. So, some smart scientists knew that. All right, so it came out with NVMe. All right, NVMe is the new bus for our servers today. And we have adopted this technology. We have adopted 13G already, but limited. With the 14G, now we have 6 times more NVMe drives. As a matter of fact, in our 740XD, we have 24 NVMe drives slots. Okay, so essentially 6 times. So we expect NVMe drives to take off in this generation. All right, and some performance statistics just by moving from previous generation of server to 14G, you can get 33% increase in terms of VDI instances, or you can up to 192 VDI users in a single server. Okay, so that's adaptability and scalability, all right? Okay, automation. A modern IT infrastructure is not just about hardware, right? It's all the processes and operations around it. Okay, I'll give you an example. Today, if you purchase a laptop or server or storage, whatever, right? You got a problem, you have an error message, you call 1-800 tech support, all right? It goes through A to Z on troubleshooting and says, yep, you have a drive problem. It sends out a technician to replace your drive. And you're happy, right? Not good enough. You're happy, good, but not good enough for us. Okay. Today, with Pro Support Plus and Support Assist, this is an automated process, whereby when you have potentially a problem, the system knows that before you do, and it doesn't even trigger you. It triggers our tech support center, our support center. All right, and our support center will then, oh, yep, it's a drive problem. We'll send you a drive. Now we have got examples where the customer didn't know they had a problem, and our engineer shows up at the doorstep and says, hey, you know what, I'm going to change the drive. Oh, really? That kind of, that level of proactiveness that we are building into part of the operations for our customers' business. All right. Our next generation API is something called RESTful API, meaning that now this Redfish is designed for managing scale-up kind of architecture. All right. And then zero-touch configuration. Zero-touch is important because now you have data centers could have potentially hundreds of thousands of servers. Right? You cannot just go there, look around, find the right servers. Majority of your configuration or your whatever deployment that you want to do should be able to be done remotely and automatically. Okay, so today when you buy a server, the only touch is really to rack the server. Only touch really, you come in, rack it, plug it in, that's it. Everything else, the deployment, remotely, you can create templates with our OpenManage Essential. Create templates. This is a Linux template, this is a VMware template, a Microsoft template, and just roll it up. Okay, automation. Okay, the most interesting one is security. Right now, so what Dell has, we talked through about security, right? And we find our customers a lot of times they are buying security, bolting down security after they purchase a service. Does that make sense? Right? So we step back before we actually design or manufacture a server. We ensure that the security is built in. All right, from the design stage to manufacturing, supplying of all the components, then shipping it to the data center. All right, the security is ensured the very beginning till it's locked down into your data center. Right, not something that you have to think about later, and then it's add-on, right? We have a architecture called cyber resilient architecture. What this is that every stage of the way, now at the manufacturing, your data center, how you manage it later, is the thought process to ensure that it is secure. Okay, I'll give an example. When we do an update, now all your servers are in the data center, all the servers, once ever so often you're going to do a patch update or firmware update, right? BIOS update, right? Okay. If you thought about it, that is potentially a security risk. Now, today, there's no such thing as taking a CD and load it into a server. It doesn't work, right? Zero touch, right? Doesn't work, right? So those patches are coming from somewhere, right? Now, traditionally, people like Dell or even any of our other companies similar to that, like Dell, we send it to you over the cloud somewhere. You get it? How do you know that firmware or that driver you're updating is authenticated? You may not know that. Okay, so we have a process. We ensure that it is cryptographically signed. All right, before you actually roll it. Okay, so that's one. Now, when you reboot a server, sometimes to make sure that this firmware or these BIOS updates are loaded, you have to reboot the server. When it reboots, there's a process called secure boot. But you'll check again, is this firmware authenticated? If it's not, it doesn't allow the progress, it will then roll back to a baseline firmware that it knows is secure. You think about it, security is not built in. The server will check if your firmware is authenticated. Alright, and then another very good feature that we have for protection is what we call a server lockdown. Right? Today you can actually enable server lockdown in your servers using OpenManage that says that nobody can change anything in this server. Okay. So this kind of thought process that we've gone through to ensure that our servers are secure when it arrives at your data center. Okay, I'm not going to run through any details, but incredibly comprehensive range of 14G servers. All right, from the 1U all the way to the 4-socket servers. All right, and then the cloud-ready servers. Then all the modules that you put in. Okay. Changing gear a little bit. Okay. Now remember this. We are designing our servers today for cloud-like, cloud-ready data centers. Okay. We believe that the way to do it is what's called converged hyperconverged. So you hear this buzzword a lot, hyperconverged infrastructure, hyperconverged servers, right? I just want to give you an example of what kind of offering we have in around hyperconverged. Okay. Now, with the merger with Dell and EMC, our offering today, because hyperconverged is essentially the bedrock of hyperconverged on 14G is a bedrock for cloud infrastructure, right? We have 6 different options for our customers to choose from, depending on their requirements. Okay, it can be a simple server, all right, where a server, the CPU, the memory, the network card, the RAID controller, everything is already verified. The drivers are preloaded. It's all validated for VMware. Okay, so when it ships to you, you know this server, hey, you know what, you don't have to worry. Firmware driver is all set for VMware already. You just got to plug in a license, you run. Okay, that's what I already know. Okay, and then validate system. Basically, this is a converge. It's a rack. All the equipment there is plugged in, cable, and it's all validated for VMware. Right? And then this is very VxRack node. Okay, VxRack is based on Scale.io. Scale.io is one of our options for hyperconverged. Okay, now the advantage of Scale.io is supports VMware, KVM, which is Linux-based, and also Hyper-V. Okay, and it's designed for thousands of servers. Now you can buy by the node and build your own. Okay, and then you have XC series converged appliance. So if the customer says that, hey, you know what, Nutanix is the way to go. If we tell customer, you know what, run your Nutanix on our servers because we run best and we design for cloud-like environment. Okay, and then the VxRail, they're very proud of this. Okay, now thousands of customers are running VMware today. We know that. Okay, the easiest way to go hyperconverged is run on vSAN. Okay, so today, especially with the integration with EMC, we are the majority owner of VMware, right? So we have got a tight engineering with VMware. So we design VxRail for very tight coupling between VMware vSAN as well as the hardware. So you manage it as one. as well you use vCenter, which is vCenter is a de facto to manage vSphere, right? So using vCenter now also manage your hardware, right? And then if your deployment is huge, thousands of nodes, okay, you can go with what we call a VxRack System 1000, okay, where we ship you the whole rack. All the nodes are all pre-installed. You can actually, we have a mock-up downstairs, all right? All the nodes are pre-installed, cable, software loaded, okay, worry-free. You turn it on, start setting up your VMs. So this is my last message to you all, that with the integration, with our cloud-ready servers, we're now making it much more easy and give you plenty of choices if you want to roll out hyperconverged for a cloud-ready data center. All right, with that, thank you very much.